Most people grow up believing that getting rich is a matter of luck, a stroke of fortune, or being born into the right family. But the truth is far different. Wealth is rarely about luck and almost always about strategy. Behind every self-made millionaire lies a set of principles they follow with discipline, rules that quietly shape their financial future. The rich don't stumble into success, they build it brick by brick, guided by decisions rooted in proven money rules. While the majority chase trends, gamble on quick wins, or spend without intention, the wealthy rely on timeless principles that have worked across generations and economic cycles. These rules are not secret, yet they are ignored by most people because they seem too simple or demand patience. Understanding them is like having a roadmap to wealth, and once you see how they work together, financial success stops being accidental, it becomes inevitable. The very first rule of building serious wealth is simple but life-changing: pay yourself first. This means that before you pay bills, buy groceries, or indulge in entertainment, you set aside a portion of your income for saving and investing. Most people do the opposite. They spend first and then try to save whatever scraps are left over at the end of the month. The problem with that approach is obvious. There's rarely anything left to save. By reversing the order and treating your future self as the first priority, you ensure that wealth creation is always in motion. Imagine someone who consistently saves 20% of their income every single month. Even with an average salary, this habit can turn into millions over a lifetime, especially once those savings are invested and start compounding. The discipline of paying yourself first doesn't just build money, it builds the mindset of wealth. One of the best ways to make this rule unbreakable is automation. Setting up transfers that immediately route money into savings or investment accounts the moment your paycheck arrives. By removing the temptation to spend it first, you guarantee that your financial foundation is built steadily, month after month, without excuses. Compounding is the silent engine of wealth, quietly working in the background while most people overlook its astonishing power. At its core, compounding means your money doesn't just earn a return, it also earns returns on those returns, creating a snowball effect that grows larger the longer it rolls. The earlier you start, the more unstoppable it becomes, which is why beginning early is far more valuable than beginning big. Consider two investors. One begins investing $5,000 per year at age 20 and stops at 30, while the other waits until 30 but continues investing $5,000 per year all the way until 60. By retirement, the first investor who only contributed for 10 years often ends up with more money than the second who invested for 3 decades, all because compounding had extra years to work its magic. This is the exponential curve that transforms ordinary savings into extraordinary wealth. At first, the growth seems slow and almost invisible, but given time, the curve shoots upward dramatically, surprising those who were patient enough to trust the process. Mastering compounding is not about chasing quick wins, it is about harnessing time, consistency, and discipline to let money multiply on its own. One of the biggest reasons people fail to build lasting wealth is lifestyle inflation, the tendency to spend more as income grows. On the surface, earning a higher salary should bring financial security, but if expenses rise at the same pace, the extra income disappears as quickly as it arrives. This is the trap of keeping up with the Joneses, where people upgrade their cars, homes, and lifestyles just to match what they see around them. Consider the case of two individuals. One earns a 6-figure salary but spends nearly all of it on luxury items, leaving them living paycheck to paycheck despite their high income. The other earns a modest salary but invests consistently, resisting the urge to inflate their lifestyle. Over time, the second person becomes wealthier because they focus on assets, not appearances. The key to resisting lifestyle inflation lies in conscious control, distinguishing wants from needs, setting clear financial goals, and rewarding yourself only when it doesn't compromise savings. Simple practices like upgrading gradually, budgeting before spending, and prioritizing investments over image help ensure that wealth flows into assets instead of liabilities. True financial progress isn't measured by how much you earn but by how much you keep and grow. The wealthy understand a crucial truth: money should never just be earned, it should also work for you. Most people rely entirely on active income, which is the money earned by trading time for wages or a salary. While active income is necessary, it has limits. You only earn as long as you work. Passive income, on the other hand, is money that continues to flow even when you're not actively working. This comes from owning assets such as stocks, real estate, or businesses that generate profits. Rich people focus on ownership because it creates streams of income independent of their daily effort. For instance, dividend-paying stocks are a classic example. You buy shares in a company, and while you go about your day, the company pays you a portion of its profits. Similarly, rental properties can provide monthly income long after the initial investment is made. The key difference is that wages stop the moment you stop working, but assets continue generating wealth around the clock. By gradually shifting focus from labor-based earnings to asset-based ownership, you set up a system where money works harder than you ever could, ultimately creating freedom and financial independence. Building wealth is only half the battle. Protecting it is equally important. One unexpected disaster, a medical emergency, job loss, accident, or market crash, can wipe out years of progress if you're unprepared. That's why the rich are meticulous about creating safety nets through insurance, emergency funds, and risk management strategies. An emergency fund ensures that sudden expenses don't force you to dip into investments, while proper insurance shields you from catastrophic losses that could derail your financial future. The wealthy understand that compounding only works when it isn't interrupted, and a single setback without protection can undo decades of careful saving and investing. By safeguarding their wealth, they allow money to keep growing steadily through good times and bad. True financial security doesn't come only from how much you earn or invest, it comes from ensuring that your progress remains intact no matter what life throws at you. Not all debt is created equal, and understanding the difference between bad debt and good debt can mean the difference between financial ruin and financial freedom. Bad debt comes in the form of credit cards, payday loans, and other high-interest borrowing that drains wealth instead of building it. Countless people earn decent incomes yet remain trapped because they hand over huge portions of their paychecks to interest payments. On the other hand, good debt is a powerful tool when used wisely. This includes leveraged investments like real estate, where a mortgage allows you to control a valuable property that grows in value over time, or business loans that fund expansion and generate higher profits. Many people have been destroyed by careless borrowing, but countless millionaires built their fortunes by leveraging debt strategically. The key is discipline, never borrowing to consume, only borrowing to acquire assets that create long-term wealth. The most valuable investment you will ever make is not in stocks, property, or businesses, it is in yourself. Knowledge, skills, and mindset deliver the highest return on investment because they compound in ways no market can match. Billionaires like Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, and Steve Jobs all placed enormous emphasis on continuous learning and self-education. Buffett famously spends hours reading every day, Musk taught himself rocket science through books, and Jobs drew inspiration from calligraphy classes that later influenced Apple's iconic design. These examples prove that when you expand your knowledge and sharpen your abilities, you open doors to opportunities that multiply your earning potential. Every course taken, every book read, and every skill mastered increases your value in the marketplace. Unlike material possessions, this investment can never be taken away from you. Relentless growth of the mind ensures that no matter the circumstances, your future wealth-building capacity only gets stronger. Relying on a single income source is one of the riskiest financial decisions a person can make. A job may feel secure, but one layoff, economic downturn, or health issue can cut it off instantly, leaving you exposed. That's why millionaires rarely depend on just one stream of income, they diversify across several. Common streams include owning businesses that generate cash flow, investing in real estate that produces rental income, building stock portfolios that yield dividends, or even earning royalties from creative work like books or music. The beauty of multiple streams is that if one slows down, the others keep flowing, ensuring stability and growth. Starting doesn't require wealth, it begins small, maybe with a side hustle, small investments, or learning a new skill that creates a secondary income. Over time, these streams grow and multiply, forming a financial safety net that makes wealth building not just possible but sustainable. The journey to insane wealth isn't built on luck or overnight success, it's crafted through a set of timeless rules applied with discipline and patience. Paying yourself first ensures you always prioritize your future. Harnessing the power of compounding makes time your greatest ally, while controlling lifestyle inflation keeps your growing income from slipping away. By making money work for you through assets, protecting your wealth from risks, and mastering the balance of good versus bad debt, you secure a foundation that keeps building stronger year after year. Investing in yourself guarantees that your skills and mindset fuel every financial move, and creating multiple streams of income ensures resilience and growth no matter what life brings. Put together, these rules form a system where wealth compounds on every level: money, knowledge, and opportunities. Follow them with consistency, and wealth ceases to be a dream, it becomes an inevitable reality.